Hey guys, welcome back. This is Vlog Daily number 14 and we're starting the guitar here. So I'm in Photoshop just now and I've got the top down image of the guitar and I'm just cropping out the guitar image itself because this is what we use as the reference plane. So I've got it as a white background there, then I'm bringing it into 3ds Max and I'm just setting up the necessary planes for it. So this will be our side view for the guitar and this is where I'll start doing my blocking in. So because it's quite a complicated shape, what I like to do is start with a plane. That way you can just basically create the silhouette and then you increase the depth for it as you need to. So what I'm doing here is just make sure that the curvature around the edges is looking pretty good and it's lining up with the guitar quite well. And what I like to go and do is just check on topology while I'm doing that. And at the top here, this is where the back of the guitar slightly slopes so that it makes it easier for the user to bring their arm over and stuff. And on here I'm just looking at the pickups for the guitar. Just make sure I'm getting the right depth there. Then I'm looking at the smoothing groups here just to make sure that when it smooths out that there's no errors there. So I'll do that back and forth whenever I'm making mesh, any kind of mesh at all while I'm building things. Now I'm creating actual pickups themselves. So this is what gives the guitar its sound just by the strings vibrating. It's these pickups that, well, they pick that up. So just putting in the extra detail there, make sure it lines up with the image. But once I get the actual strings on, I'll be able to line up each of those kind of circular pickup areas correctly. Then back here, I'm just creating the floating bridge here. That's the part that when you're using the whammy bar, it allows it to kind of go up and down, so that's why they call it the floating bridge there. So I'm just basically just shaping that out just now. Then I'm looking at the back part because that kind of levitates slightly, so that kind of goes up a little bit. And here I'm just adding the small string mechanics. This is where the kind of strings fed through from the guitar onto the actual guitar itself. So I'm just checking the topology here, just making sure that it's nice and clean and I'm not using any unnecessary polygons. So I'm kind of keeping that in mind when I'm building this. I'm trying to be as efficient as possible. And because this is for a game, I might not get every single bit of detail, but I want to get the main features there. And I think the string area here, there's quite a lot of mechanical things going on, so I was wanting to try and pick that up there. So I'm just building that up, and once I've done that, I then duplicate that and duplicate it another 5 times because there's 6 strings in this guitar. There's 6 bits for the strings to be fed through. So I'm adding the details at the back there. Then I'm adding the actual kind of tuning pegs at the back there. And finally the actual part that you use to tune the strings, I'm just adding that to the back there just to finish that part off there. And again, I just kind of do a bit of housekeeping, just make sure topologies look pretty good. And then I add the pickup plates, just actually hold the guitar in place there. And here's the actual whammy bar, just adding that in there as well. Just make sure I'm getting that curve there correct. It was looking a bit wonky, but eventually I fix that. And I sort that out, and then I'm just sorting out the end bit here. I'm just making sure I'm saving out regularly because you never know. Max likes to crash at the best of times, so just making sure that I'm saving quite a lot there. And here's actual plates here for the pickups. And sometimes when you smooth out, shapes don't always smooth properly, so I'm just adding topology here and there just to make sure that it's nice and tidy. So I'm adding smooth edges around the guitar there because it's not really sharp, it's quite smooth. Then I tackle the top left corner part here where the body of the guitar dips slightly. So we'll go back and forth here, so that's actual plates are done. So I'll go back to the dip there, and I changed the topology here because I realised when it smooths out it doesn't look smooth enough. So it's quite similar when you're building cars. You always need to make sure your topology is really good, otherwise you're going to get weird bumps in your mesh. So I'm always trying to, at this point anyway, I'm trying to make sure I've got quads kind of four vertices for each section. to kind of ensure kind of smooth topology. So I'm just addressing all the edges there, because sometimes when you use what's called chamfer there that smooths edges, it creates weird deformities. And these are just the various kind of guitar buttons here I'm just setting up. Just the bottom there, and then make sure that the whammy bar doesn't collide with the buttons there. And here's the guitar strap holder, so there's one at the front and the back, so you can put on that strap. Once I do that, I then jump into the guitar here, and I just like to shape out the main body itself there, and I start adding the individual frets. So it's a little bit tedious, but once it's done, it looks really nice. So I'm trying to keep that consistent. Try and line it up with the reference mesh. The reference image. And so once I get that done, I then start adding the strings. So this will help me align all the different parts of the guitar and make sure that things are looking right there. And as you can see at the back there, where the strings are being fed through, I'm just adjusting the back section where the string actually comes out. So that looks good. So you'll see that the pickups aren't always lining up there either. So once I've done this, then just line all them up just like so. And finally I just get to the headstock of the guitar. Again, I just create a plane because it's quite a funny shape. And then I just increase the thickness there. Just try and get the right kind of shape. Again, it's an in-game asset, so make sure not to use too many polygons. I'm just trying to be nice and efficient, keeping it simple. I'm just getting that headstock right. Then I'm just checking it by smoothing it out, just making sure it looks fine. Then I got the tuning locks here. Start creating them. And once I'm done with that, I then get the actual tuning pegs themselves, and it's pretty much just a duplicate job. And then finish that up by just lining up the strings there. And the actual tuning pegs themselves are on the top. That's what I do at the end here. And I line that up, save it out. Then I have this. I can see at the back here, just with the body and the neck sort of meets. Or the fretboard, sorry, you can see it's a bit flat there, so I'll get that addressed. But that's what I got to at this point with the guitar here. So once I've fixed the neck back there, the bridge, the main fretboard there, once I get the kind of thickness right there so it blends with the body, I'll be moving on to UV mapping with this. And what I'll do is I'll make separate materials within the object, because what I'll do is I'll set up the main sort of texture / shader in Unreal Engine, and then we'll get that sorted out. So I had quite a lot of fun doing this. It's quite nice because it's quite an unusual shape, the guitar. It allows you to kind of brush up your kind of techniques and stuff, and just kind of put that into practice, and just try and fix any problems that come up. So I mean, once we get this UV mapped and we start setting up the shaders in Unreal Engine, we can see if there's any issues and get them addressed. So what I'll be doing next is I'll be UV mapping this, and then I'll bring it in Unreal Engine, just make sure that the shadows project properly, and then I'll probably get on with the shaders. So thanks for watching this. I know this was quite a lengthy video, but this was my process for creating the guitar here. So hopefully it's been helpful, and hopefully enjoyed watching this, and I will see you very soon.